Hello, my name's Val. If you follow me on TikTok, you'll know me as Coach Val. And my channel has been here for a long time, but something happened to me just over a month ago that made me really reconsider my life. So unfortunately, my dad died on the 10th of June, and up until that time, whenever I thought about this channel, I'd be full of self-doubt, wanting to come here looking like my perfect self to show the world that I have everything together. And now I've just decided to just show up being me, because at that moment everything changed for me. So honestly speaking, over the past months I've been in the valley, metaphorically, caring for dad, and it was a challenging time. I guess I could say it was bittersweet, because although it was very sad, it was a very tender time that we shared with each other. Not just me, but the entire family. We were able to support each other and shower dad with love. And as I said before, he went to rest in the Lord on the 10th of June. So why am I here? I'm here because I always wanted this space to be a place where we could live, learn and love together, where we could be our best selves. And I thought there is nothing more than a situation like this to concentrate the mind. I personally have been dealing with grief, but I'll give you a bit of a background to who I am. Although I create content, I'm also a registered nurse, and I'm a trained nurse in oncology and neuroscience. I'm a business owner. And so when we decided to look after dad at home, I really felt that I had all the skills that I needed to support him. But boy, oh boy, did life teach me a lesson or two. I've realised that although in theory we may be in the medical profession, when things start happening in our own household, or when it happened in my own household, I often felt ill-equipped to deal with things. And so maybe if I could create a space here where I could share some of my learnings with other people, it may help them to be in a better position to deal with life when it happens. And we're not only going to talk about grief and loss on this channel, but I thought that it would be good to start where I am and then to broaden it out in the future to a space where we can talk about how to really achieve the goals that we are working towards in life. So there is a researcher, excuse me for tripping over my words, whose name is Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. And Elizabeth Kubler-Ross talked about the 5 stages of grief, and they're denial, anger, bargaining, depression and acceptance. And although I knew about it theoretically, living it was a totally different thing for me. So I'm saying that as you go through any challenging time, when you're facing a loss, it may not be somebody dying, it may be a change in your health condition, it may be a change in your relationship situation. You can go through these stages. I say them again: denial, anger, bargaining, depression and acceptance. And it's not a linear thing. Sometimes you can think that you're over it and you can go right back again. So sorrow and grief comes in waves, and if you know this, then when it starts happening in your life, it's easier to accept. I really want you to know that grief is not a sign of weakness. It is a reflection of love. I once wrote a poem, and part of it said, "You hurt because you've learnt to love. This is a lesson from above. And so even though, even though sometimes it may feel bad, trust that this is just part of the human condition. So here's what you can expect from me as we go forward from this channel. Real conversations, coaching rooted in faith and neuroscience, gentle encouragement, reflection on grief, growth, and personal healing. I want this to be a space where we can grow together, where you can exhale, where you can be inspired, and where you can feel seen. I'll also be sharing stories with you and poetry because I love words, and oh my goodness, I live for good stories. So if you have any stories that would encourage other people who listen to this channel, please send them to me, and with your permission I'll share them with others. So if you're navigating something hard, as I am, this is the space for you. The other lesson that I learned while I was looking after Dad is that life can be messy beautiful. For years I've strived towards perfection, and when Dad was sick I noticed that in the most chaotic of situations that were sometimes quite frankly quite funny, we were able to find the beauty. Hence the reason I just decided to record this today on my phone. I don't even know, I have a camera, couldn't find it. I've got lights, and I just thought, no, I'm coming to you as I am, because we can be real here. No makeup, no nothing, just me being me. So if you want to hang out with a friend, if you want to grow and become stronger, this is your space. And this is a place that I would like to be your home. So that's all I have to say for today. I'm Coach Val. I'm done with waiting to be perfect. This is real life, and I'm happy to be here. See you all soon. I love you. Bye.